Welcome everyone to another startup and automobile documentation. What we have here is a 2003 Toyota Sequoia Limited. This Sequoia is painted in Silver Sky Metallic. On the remote fob you have the buttons for lock, unlock, panic, and the button to roll up or down the back window on the tailgate. Storage on the front door panels. It does have a premium JBL sound system, and you have power windows, locks, and mirrors. It has a charcoal interior, and the limited trim comes with leather seats. Both front seats are fully powered, and the driver does get two-way power lumbar support. But now that we're behind the wheel, let's go ahead and start up the 4.7-liter iForce V8. The full-size Sequoia is the largest SUV that Toyota offers. It made its debut for the 2001 model year and as of 2025 is currently in its third generation. The Sequoia has always been based upon the Toyota Tundra half-ton pickup truck and competes in that full-size SUV segment with rivals like the Chevy Tahoe and Ford Expedition. The first two generations were exclusively powered by V8 engines, while the third generation switched to a twin-turbo hybrid V6 powertrain. This 2003 model we have here represents the first generation of the Sequoia, which was made from model years 2001 through 2007. It is more or less the SUV counterpart to the first generation Toyota Tundra, although it does use a multi-link rear suspension as opposed to the Tundra's leaf spring setup and rear disc brakes instead of drums. A mid-cycle refresh for 2005 gave the engine variable valve timing and upgraded the automatic transmission from a 4-speed to a 5-speed. The styling was also very lightly updated, and a new center differential was brought in for 4-wheel drive models. Obviously that makes this 2003 a pre-facelift model. The 03 Sequoia came in two trim levels, those being SR5 and Limited. The standard engine and transmission were a 4.7-liter V8 and a 4-speed automatic respectively. You also had the choice between rear-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, the latter of which being what this one has. So in the instrument cluster we have 6 analog gauges. Front and center are your tachometer and speedometer, while to the left you have your oil pressure and temperature gauges, and to the right your fuel and voltage gauges. With this button you can toggle between your odometer and trip computers. It has a 4-spoke design, leather-wrapped and multifunctional steering wheel. As for controls, on this side you'll find your audio controls, and on this side you'll find your cruise control stock. The steering wheel is tilt only. The parking brake is foot operated, panel dimmer, climate vent for the driver. With this switch you can roll down that rear window, grab handles on the A-pillars, and on this side you have your exterior lighting stock, while on this side is your wiper stock. And you do have a column-mounted gear shifter. Now this one does have an aftermarket backup camera installed. You also have the toggle button for your overdrive. Going down the center of the interior, you have your central climate vents. This one has been fitted with an aftermarket Pioneer infotainment system. Your rear fan toggle, hazard switch, passenger airbag indicator. You have your front single zone automatic climate control setup, and you also have a rear set of climate controls right there. So you have your temperature, fan speed, your auto, different modes. Turn on the front and rear. Fan off, AC, then your recirculation, front and rear defrosters. Your digital clock. Actually have your four-wheel drive lever right here. You have neutral, high, and 4 low. But then you can toggle the four-wheel drive with this button and lock the diff with this one. You have an ashtray and 2 cup holders. You have 2 12-volt power outlets. And then this one does have an aux port and a USB-A port. Then you have some storage. And then you also have the controls for your 2-stage heated front seats. And right here, this is where the power mirror controls are located. And you even have power folding mirrors. From there you have 2 cup holders, a center console. It is 2-tiered. And both front seats do have armrests. Vanity mirrors, lights, and extensions for both sun visors. In addition to auxiliary visors on both sides. It does have an auto-dimming rear view, and on the overhead console, you have your sunglass holder, reading lights, power sunroof controls, one-touch automatic, garage home link, and you also have a digital info display. You can go through your outside temperature, compass, average fuel economy, that kind of stuff. So of course this is not factory, but I figure I would just give a quick overview of this aftermarket Pioneer head unit in this 03 Sequoia. So it has been updated with AM, FM, plus you have Sirius XM now, and then you got your Bluetooth audio streaming, Bluetooth phone, and again the backup camera. So what they've done is they've pretty much added a few more modern niceties into this now 20-plus-year-old SUV. Just adds a bit more luxury, bring it up to more modern standards, if you will. But then you have your volume, and that's just pretty much how the screen works in this. Not too much going on with this. But now we'll roll down the driver's window and have a look at the engine bay. Both front windows are fully automatic. The limited trim came standard with these 17-inch 5-split-spoke alloy rims. Powering the Sequoia is Toyota's 2UZ FE 4.7-liter naturally aspirated V8 engine branded as iForce. It has an iron block with aluminum heads, dual overhead camshafts, and 4 valves per cylinder. Horsepower is rated at 240 at 4,800 RPM, and torque is rated at 315 pound-feet at 3,400 RPM. This engine is paired to a 4-speed automatic transmission with low-gear selection, and this one is equipped with 4-wheel drive. Running on regular unleaded with a 26.1-gallon fuel tank, updated EPA estimates are 13 mpg in the city and 16 mpg on the highway. It has a double wishbone front suspension and a solid axle multi-link rear suspension. Stopping the Sequoia are 4-wheel ventilated disc brakes. Max tow capacity for 4-wheel drive models is 6,200 pounds. The fuel cap is on the driver's side. It does have roof racks. Storage on the back door panels. More storage, or ashtrays, if you will. So first we'll check out the third row. So now we're in the third row of seats in the Sequoia. It's actually not too horribly uncomfortable. It's not the most spacious, but my head's not quite hitting the roof. Footroom and legroom are just okay, but I'm still relatively comfortable. The seats are still really nice and soft, still have the nice leather upholstery. It's alright back here. Again, it's a full-size SUV, so for a third row seat, it's actually pretty comfortable. You have two cup holders back here, along with a storage compartment. Same thing on that side. Storage areas. You even have your own climate vents back here, grab handles, coat hooks. But onto the second row. Both front seats have mat pockets in the backs. And into the second row, as for second row amenities, again, you have these nice grab handles right here on the B-pillars plus the ones here. Again, your rear climate vents, rear dome light. There is a folding center armrest. Then down here you have two cup holders, and you have your own rear set of climate controls with your fan speed controls, auto mode, temperature, and different zones. And as for space, I'm about 6'1" with the driver's seat in a pretty comfortable position for myself. And it's pretty comfortable back here. I mean, it is, after all, a full-size SUV, even though it's an older one. Of course, this limited trim level, it was pretty loaded out for its time. Of course, it's missing a lot of stuff compared to today, but just for its time, it was pretty loaded with the heated leather seats, the sunroof, the rear climate controls. It did have a decent amount of amenities in this trim level, and of course with the modern stuff that's been added to this one, makes it even more nice. Has a single exhaust, rear wiper. The Sequoia provides 27.8 cubic feet of cargo space with all the seats up, 65.3 cubic feet with the third row folded down, and 127.9 cubic feet with both the third and second rows folded down. Anyhow, thanks for checking out this tour of this 2003 Toyota Sequoia. And as always, stay on the lookout for future tours.